Hello everybody, this is the RP update overview session for the last set of updates, so let's go at it. Starting with Suggestica, we get the faction scroll on. We'll keep the settlement details on for now, so here we go. This is what's left to be built. The tax rate is set to low, public order, population growth. These are the buildings left to build, and here is the public order population growth situation with squalor, distance to capital unrest, and income situations there as well. Alright. So that's Suggestica. We move down to Salonia. Currently has no governor now because Decimus Saladus Factionaire has gone to support the war with the Macedonians. But here's the buildings that are still left to build. Tax rate is set to high, population growth is fine, and public order is fine. And there's the practice range. And looking at the settlement details, we've got plenty of growth. And there's public order, a bit of unrest in there. Tax penalty and squalor as well. Oops-a-daisy. So that's Salonia. Then we move down to Tarentum, the capital. Vibius the Wrathful, 54. I wonder why he's so wrathful. All the retraining work needs doing there. We'll do that next time. But these are the buildings left to build. Very high tax rate. Population growth set to 2.5. Public order's fine. But look at the squalor. I don't think there's anything else we can do about it. We've got the highest BAS possible. Tax penalty is quite high, but it's still just about bearable, I imagine. So that's Tarentum. Croton. Hey, we get some gains now. Very high tax rate. Aulus Brutus 58, faction leader. There is the population growth, public order. Building work still left to do. And here is your settlement details. Okay, moving swiftly on to Apollonia. Cassius Brutus, governor, high tax rate, public order and population growth seem to be fine. And here we see the settlement details. Moving on to Thurman. Culture penalty. Interesting. Yes, nothing to build. Population growth is required. Hence the low tax rate, so it's just a case of waiting patiently. Sparta. Normal tax rate, yearly gains, retrades and peasants, population, public growth, etc. And there's your bits and bobs. Athens. Low tax rate, population growth, public order just about bearable. Massive hit to culture penalty, which I'm sure our temples will eventually convert to populace, but it will take a bit of time. Indeed it will. We look to Kydonia, which is perfectly fine. Nothing else to construct there. And last but not least, Rhodes. Bit of a squalor problem. Maybe starting to build up with a culture penalty. Distance to capital, something else that also factors into the public order. Low tax rates, there's the stats, and finally the building work required. So that's the settlements as they stand. With regard to our agents, we have Mr.
Noble Master
Pius Tullus here, about to go down to the Egyptians for some more map information, which we didn't get last time, just to see how many lands they have got, because apparently they're close to victory, which is kind of bizarre. But anyway, diplomat up there, keeping an eye on the situation between the Macedonians, the Thrace and the Dacians, and another one all the way over here in sunny climes, going down to talk with the Carthage.
Noble Master, your honor.
There they are. All will be done in the next part, of course. Which leaves us then to our armies. Our armies, you know, as last time, we've prepared them fully for this war with the Macedonians, and we're now ready. Cornelius Brutus, consul, has his army in a fort, ready and waiting. Decimus Saladus, factionaire, has his support army ready and waiting in a fort on the border. All that is required now is the orders and the go-ahead, and we will be on our merry way. We have some navies on the borderlines waiting to get rid of any enemy navies that may happen to blunder across into our waters, so that we can strike them down with all of God's wrath. And then we have one blockading Pergamum, cutting off the trade supply from the Greeks, hopefully crippling their economy, making it very difficult for them to expand. We have an alliance with the Pontus. We just need to find a way to get them to attack the Greeks, I suppose. Maybe by diplomacy, maybe by trying to hunt out a couple of Greek navies, maybe near Pontus ships that we can draw them in like we did with the Macedonians. We're going to have to be a little bit clever about it. And finally, okay, the game crashed on me there. Yeah, as I was about to say, and finally, the Senate, current Senate mission to take Sardis, the settlement, is currently 3 years away from being expired. Are we going to do it? I doubt it, but you never know. Senate floor. The majority of the Senate has a good opinion of your deeds, but some senators do wonder aloud whether or not your actions are motivated by a quest for personal glory. I can assure you that it is, yes, you're right. Diplomacy. Let's have a look at the Macedons. They are allies with us and the Thracians, enemies with Dace. How are the Germans? They're quite near to us, aren't they? How are the Germans doing? What they allies with Carthage and Britons, enemies with the Julii, the Scipi, the SPQR, and they probably the Dacians are their protectorates as well. They've advanced, haven't they? The Greeks, enemies with all of Rome and the Seleucids. Let's see if we can bring the Pontus into there. And Pontus allies with us and the Parthians, enemies with the Armenians, hopefully soon to be the Greeks as well. So that is the Senate. Obviously the Senate offices. We have Titus up there as now Praetor, who... what is a Praetor anyway? What's he responsible for? He's a Gormand. This is what I mean now, look! Because we got so much cash, they start getting traits of greed and that takes their stats down, which is not good. Office of Praetor. This man holds the senatorial office of Praetor. The Praetors are judges and law officers. He's a lawman. Yeah, so that's the offices. The family tree. Where is that? There we go. We've got a few sons coming of age soon. Decimus Saladus, son of Decimus Saladus, funnily enough. Quintus Brutus. Gaius has just been born as well. Got one there. Augustus, son of Aulus, the youngest son. He's aged 7. A few more. We've got Caeso Brutus, aged 4, and Marcellus Brutus, aged 9. So we've got a few coming up in the next sort of 5 to 10 years, and a hell of a lot of daughters. But daughters mean marriage, and will mean further family members. So we will have a boom in family members, no doubt, in the near future. But yes, oh yeah, one last thing. Consul wanted to see his stats. There he is, 6 management, 1 influence. He's got an aged retainer, freeman clerk, and a wrestler. And he's a Spartan. He's very lively. He's a trader, but he's miserly with his money. Although, do they need to be now? Okay, so there is the overview of where the current campaign stands. Join me next time. See you soon.